Right, it's the public speaking practice session with me. My name is Ibrahim Mustapha, and today we are going to talk about storytelling. So, if you are here and you can see this, simply means that there's a link for you to join. And once you join, you can get the opportunity to practice with me, and let's take things to the next level. So, let's create opportunities, let's do more, and let's practice our speaking. So, once my name is Ibrahim Mustapha, and I'll be doing this. We have a lot of great people who are also going to join us. So, mainly, I would love you to watch this on YouTube so that we get opportunity to do more. So, let me bring up my guests. So, we have people who are here to support, and thank you for coming. Storytelling is important in business. Storytelling is important in your personal life. Storytelling can help you do more. So today, if you want to learn the ethics of storytelling and how to tell great stories, then you need to come up on stage. So welcome to Uni once again, and we are in the storytelling masterclass, and we'll be talking about more about storytelling and how you can tell great stories.
Thank you.
So right. So how has the day been?
Oh, it was quite productive.
Great. We thank God. I like your energy and I like all the things that you do. So just keep doing what you do and let's keep creating opportunities. So maybe you can introduce yourself again. My name is Ibrahim Mustapha and public speaking coach, and I create opportunities for the world to connect and use their voice. So Uni.
Okay. My name is Said Suleiman Asoyini, and I'm a digital marketer. I do content creation. I can also help you create a website for your business. Yes, I'm almost into anything about writing and digital media.
Wow, wow, that's great. That's great. And I have great people here coming up on stage. So we have different people who will come up on stage and we get to meet amazing people. We will get to connect and we will get to do more about storytelling. So I just want to run through. I'm getting some feedback.
Mm, Yes, the network is not all that stable.
Right. So I think the network today, I can see that I'm only having one bar, which simply means that anytime soon we may be taking off. But then let's do what we can do. So, Serena, I just want to maybe share some presentation about public speaking in terms of like storytelling, and there are guidelines that people need to know, and in terms of pitching their stories. Tomorrow, I'm going to do a full scale practice about how you can pitch your idea. So if you are listening to me and you are interested in pitching your ideas for investors, for funding, tomorrow is the day. We are all going to pitch our ideas for people to see what we can do. So a little about storytelling. I have a guide that seeks to guide people about some basic things that they can do when it comes to storytelling. Storytelling is important, and you need to know that yes, you can equally tell great stories, and you can do more with the power of stories and creating opportunities for you. So I'm just going to upload my storytelling slides, and let's share. Take you through the guidelines about how you can tell great stories. Storytelling is important in business, in your personal life, your career, and you need to learn to tell great and productive stories. You can also come up on stage and practice. You can come up on stage and share your stories. You can come up on stage and inspire the audience about what you do and how you do what you do. So my name once again is Ibrahim Mustapha, and a little bit of what we are going to look at today is what number one, you don't need to tell your stories. You just need to show your stories. So that's one. So there are a lot of things that you can get to appreciate when it comes to storytelling. And I'm just going to share the guidelines as members are willing to come up on stage. before they come for us to do a full-scale intro and talk to the world about our ideas and all the great things that we do. So let's go. Just going to share my screen in a bit. Window. Okay. So number one about telling productive stories is you need to show your stories. Don't tell your stories. Like, this is literally telling you that you need to walk your audience through the story. If it's a story, own it. Don't feel like, okay, I'm also telling the story based on what I've heard, or I'm not even certain about that. So, and that's what we mean by you need to show your story. Just always need to show that, yes, I'm the one and this is my story. Number two is that you need to be yourself. Just be yourself and know that, yes, it's going to be possible to do whatever you are supposed to do. It's going to be possible to create the opportunities that you create. So just be yourself and know that, yes, this is my story, and don't be too frightened to tell your story. Number three is rehearse or practice your story. You need to learn to practice your story. You need to learn to rehearse your story. In as much as some stories would come to you automatically, but you need to know the main stories that you want to share. So there could be inspirational stories about you and about others. And I have two formats for telling stories. One, your own stories. Two, stories about others. So I can pick my own stories of my experiences, all the things I've done in life. I can share those stories. Stories about other people. I can pick people on stage and tell their stories. I can pick stories of products and I'm going to tell them. So if you have a company and you are introducing your company, you are telling the story of other people, and the company is inclusive. I can pick a phone and say one or two things about that phone because I'm talking about the phone and I'm sharing the story. So you need to learn, put a story, make them packages and tell them. Number two, don't mix your characters. Don't mix your characters. Just know that, yes, it's important to tell stories, but don't ever mix your characters. Maybe I'm talking about Mr. A, and later I'll start talking about Mr. B. I'm mixing the characters. No, you need to know that, yes, your stories are important, and you need to own the stories. You need to own the stories. Mash, welcome. So we are talking about storytelling. Right. And these days you like having your face too. Number five is you need to have purpose. Your story needs to have purpose. What's the reason of your story? There should be a purpose of that story, and you should relate it to why you are there. As a speaker, you should always tell stories to let people know that, like, there's a purpose of it. Maybe to let people laugh, maybe to let people, maybe if you are someone who's humorous, you can tell stories, you can tell jokes to let people laugh, let people smile, to calm people down. So there should always be a purpose to your story. No matter what, you need to have a purpose to your story. Number six is your story must have a moral. There must be a moral to your story. And moral simply means there must be a moral lesson to your story. It should be something that people can follow, and you need to have a moral lesson to let people appreciate. So, and the seventh one is you need to put your audience in suspense. You need to always put your audience in suspense. So, what is the public speaking practice session? And with me, I have great people on stage, and I can see people joining. Garba Yazid, boss man, and I can see Adam Zakaria. I can see I have a lot of people today that's so welcome on stage to all of you great people. And I can see great men, and I believe that you are going to do justice today. So Adam Zakaria, you are muted. Unmute yourself and introduce yourself.
Right, good evening.
Great.
Ibrahim.
Boss man.
My name is Adam Zakaria.
Great.
I am a student for lead for Ghana a graduate from University for Global Studies. I am a nutritionist by profession. Thank you very much.
Okay, that's great. That's great. Wonderful. Nice having you here. Mash, it's your time.
Okay. Hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
You said it's my time.
Yes, to introduce yourself.
Okay. I am Mashood Mukhtar.
Okay,
Hello.
we can hear you.
Yes, I am Mashood Mukhtar,
Okay,
an accountant from Bamboy Polyclinic.
all right. That's great. So today our network is not that good. You may find
Yes.
difficulties, but notwithstanding, we always do what we do, and we will do whatever we are supposed to do. So if you are on stage and you have questions, you can ask each other questions, and you can also equally ask me questions so that we proceed. Yes, it is trying to. There's difficulty in connecting. So there are classes to storytelling, trivial stories, jokes. You can tell jokes. You can tell stories of good morals. You can tell stories to inform people. So, sorry, today our feedback levels might have to mute everybody. Okay, so there are feedbacks to and different ways that we can reach out to people of our stories. So our personal stories, our products, brands, and things that we see. Growing up, we're told stories. In schools, we're like told stories, funny stories, sad stories, sorrow stories, emotional stories, story that seeks to get the attention of our audience just to be able to what do specific tasks. And great kings used to tell great stories to be able to help their audience move to a certain stage. So maybe you are thinking in your mind, what can I say in terms of like a story? What can I present? You can present your own life as a story. You can present your own life as a story and be specific, know what you're talking about, and keep pushing and moving towards that direction. So maybe if someone has a story, that you will be glad to hear that story, and I'll let you appreciate how we can get great stories to spice up our public speaking game. So, Mash, if you have a story, you can tell us. Suhini, Suleiman, if you have a good story, just let us hear and see that story. Mash? Okay, okay. Mash, are you there? You are muted. Sorry, we are having a network challenge today. And with all the powerful networks I have, I'm still getting challenged by the way my network runs. So maybe I'll just continue with the storytelling. And you can also spice up. If you have questions, you can put them in the comment section for us to move on. So we are talking about power of storytelling. Okay, Mash.
Yes.
Right. So maybe do you have a story, short story that you can tell us?
Uh,
Mash is still thinking.
yes.
Welcome, Richmond.
Thank you, I am.
Right. Hope your day was great.
Yeah, by God's grace, everything went well.
Okay. So introduce yourself again and all the things that you do, then we'll move on.
I am pleased myself.
Yes.
Okay. I am Richmond Hassan. I work with an NGO. I'm also an importer. I import stuff from China at an affordable price, and I distribute it to wholesalers and retailers. You can contact me if you are interested in this deal. I'm also a financial consultant, and I teach people on how to manage their money. Thank you, I am.
Great, great. So what he just did here is just a component of storytelling, telling us about what he is into. Right? So storytelling is not just about like something fictional, but you can tell the world about the things that you do so that people can buy whatever services that you have. And that's the purpose of storytelling. Tell the world what you have, and they will buy from you. Whether it's service, whether it's products, you can tell the world, and they will be able to what? Buy from you. So, and that's the importance of storytelling. Thank you, the Harvard man, for monitoring. We're talking about storytelling in business. Storytelling, and you will see that when there are things that happen when we are monitoring events like GMB Ghana Most Beautiful, where monitoring events like Miss Ghana, or it's even Date Rush and the things that people watch. People get connections because of their stories. Even in business, you get opportunities because of your stories. And if you're able to tell good stories as a speaker, they will always call you back. But if you're not able to tell good stories, they will just say, thank you, we like whatever you said. But next time there's a conference, they will never even bring you back because your stories were not like catchy. Your stories were not emotional. So as a speaker, you need to learn to tell good stories, and you need to invest in telling good stories. And that's the difference between someone who will speak and others will cry, and someone who will just speak and nothing happens. So if you can tell good stories, you can make your audience cry, you can let them feel emotional, and you can get whatever you want in terms of funding. Maybe you are running an NGO, you want to raise funds, and you are on stage. The only reason why they will give you the money is not because of your experience, it's because of the stories you tell. And even when you go to an interview, right? People think that, oh, I'm going to the interview for them to test my knowledge. No, they are going to listen to you and to hear your stories. How can you market yourself? How can you tell emotional stories to let someone give you the job? Believe you me, people are emotional when you tell them great stories. And there are components to all this. And sometimes some of the students I train, they just finished an Actus competition, I think 3 days ago. And I used to send students from Tamale Polytechnic. That time it was Tamale Polytechnic. And I'll bring them to the national stage, and they'll be the likes of Legon, KUST, all the universities in Ghana. And they will be first. And why? Because they know how to tell stories. And believe you me, the judges we used to have are like people from IBM, the NIT, Coca-Cola, and stuff. Great people, but still they cry. They shed tears, right? They shed tears there. So if you tell great stories, you can be able to attract the right funding, the right money, and the right speaking opportunities as a speaker. You realize that some people, they just call them because they are CEOs. to speak. They just call them because, okay, you are CEO of Richmond Enterprise, or you are CEO of Marsh Enterprise, or maybe you are Suhini, and you head an organization that will give people opportunities. That's the reason why they call some people. But others too, they call them because they want them to inspire the audience. They want the audience to learn something from them, and they want the audience to be able to do a lot of like work with them. So what type of speaker are you? Are you the type who can tell stories? Or are you the type who will just go up on stage and everybody forgets about the type of stories you are able to tell? And the case in point is, back in school, I don't know the year you people completed, but there are some lecturers or teachers, you will never forget about them. And believe you me, there are two type of those lecturers or teachers. The people who used to cane you, and the people who made you feel good by telling you great stories. We still remember them. And that is the power of storytelling. So maybe if you have a question, just unmute yourself. Because of the network, so I might be doing more of the talking today because the network is not good. And I can see people struggling to join. There are people who are struggling to join. When I bring them up, they can't stay for long because of the network drops. So who has a question about storytelling?
I am.
All right, good evening.
Okay. I can hear you.
Yeah, I would like to know how one can formulate an emotional story to fit into your presentation very well.
Okay. There's no formula to it, but then you get into the human mind and try to buy their conscience. So whatever, like people are trained to get funding, people are trained to go and pitch, people are trained to go and get whatever they want from people using the power of stories. I'll always tell them that try to always, when you get to that emotional part and you want to get their attention, try to bring your voice down. And there's a consistent way that you can speak to be able to attract people and buy their emotions. So for example, I'm just going to do a demo presentation, and in that presentation, 6 to get people's story, or 6 to get some people to buy into some idea that I have. So I'm just going to go the emotional way. We lost Richmond, but then let's still move on. I want to get funding for maybe women empowerment in somewhere in Tamale or somewhere in Accra or any part of Africa. So if I go to those people, I'm not going to be speaking like, we need to support women. No, we need to know. I'm going to go the emotional way. So he's back. So if, for example, I'm going to talk about like how we can get like sanitary pads for ladies, young ladies, right? And I meet investors like Richmond or Suhini or Adam Zakaria. I'm not going to say, let's support women, let's give them sanitary pads. Is their right? No. And that is the problem that I see most of the feminists going through. And that's why sometimes they don't get what they want, because they don't know how to present their stories. They feel like, let's go the fighting way. So when they start seeing people, they get emotional and they start insulting everybody. Men are useless. Men are this. No, you don't get what you want. But let's assume I go this way. I'm going this tangent. My name is Ibrahim Mustapha. I have been to schools, primary schools in interior villages. Can you imagine that a student will stay out of school for 1 week just because they cannot afford sanitary pads? Think about it. And men are taking advantage of them. Some men are taking advantage of them. Just because of the 10 cedis or 8 cedis they will give to them, they try to sleep with them. And they get these young girls pregnant. Imagine this young girl is your sister or your daughter. How will you feel? I believe that we need to empower these young girls, give them the opportunities, give them sanitary napkins to create opportunities for the world. My name is Ibrahim Mustapha. Don't only think about my name, but think about that rural woman, that rural young girl who is not getting the opportunity to get a sanitary napkin. So you can see this is like storytelling. Yeah, somebody jump Garba. I'm just telling stories, but I'm going the emotional way. So you can also go the way you want, but then try to ask questions. Try to bring people to book. Try to let people know the reason. And sometimes you put in music to get people's attention. So there are different formulas that you can use to get attention of women, to get attention of the like whatever pitching that you are going to do. I'm telling you, if you incorporate this, you will never lose any grant unless they don't want to give you the grant or you have technical issues in your proposal. But then if you are able to tell great stories, I'm telling you for a fact that you will be able to get whatever you want. And that's the purpose of this. So, Richmond, hope you are here.
Yes, please. I am.
Great, great, great. So that is one of the ways that you can tell great stories. That's one of the ways that you can reach out to people. And in my formula, which I presented today, sorry, I have people, sorry, Garba Yazid is trying, but I think there's a problem with network today. So, Richmond, that's the tangent that you go. If you want to create opportunities in terms of getting people to tell great stories, so you can be able to do that by using that opportunity or leverage to tell great stories. So, and sometimes to you add like if you control the event, and do you realize that Richmond, when you go to the churches or when you go to like fundraising dinners, before they do the fundraising, they ask the DJ to play some song. Have you realized that?
Yeah, an emotional
Right.
one of most often.
Emotional one, of course. So it's all like it's just buying into the mind of people and getting that emotional appeal. So I'm going to do a demonstration, and let's do pitching because the purpose is you coming to pitch. But tomorrow we are going to do full-scale pitching, whereby you learn about the ethics of pitching, how to pitch strongly, how to go emotional, how to go strong, and how to get the money. So, Richmond,
I am.
so he too is also interning at helping. So I know you are in the realm of the NGO world, and Adam, Zachariah too. So you are all going to do pitches, and I'm going to give each one of you a project. You're just going to do like 2 minutes pitching to get like funding. And it's like we're going to get the funding is like 20 cities, 20 cities funding, and you are going to pitch for that 20 cities. So you are all coming to just bring up projects, right? Projects that you feel like, okay, when I pitch, I'm going to get these 20 cities. Let's go. Who goes first? Who is ready?
All right.
Okay.
Good evening.
Evening.
My name is Zachariah Adam,
Okay.
and I have been working with rural communities.
Do you have your earpiece on?
Yes, please. The network, but the network is very low at my end.
Oh, okay. So you just keep on.
All right. So I've been working with rural communities. I never thought that there will be a community that is so deprived in terms of educational facilities where students or where community members in the community are lacking so much in the greater Accra. So here I am in this community, and these students are missing a lot from from the impact of education because of their settlement. They are dying because they are struggling for life day in, day out, just because the educational sector is not covering all this sector. And I appeal if the government of Ghana and NGO bodies can come to their aid to extend their hands so that these people can also get opportunity for access quality education at our end. Here in this community, they don't have any ICT laboratory, they don't have any light connection to the school, and the students, so there's no motivation at all to the students. And this is my story, Zachariah Adam.
Great, 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 great. A little bit hard for us to understand, like, but I could hear you. I was using a different distance. So, but that's great. Like, it's great. So, Richmond,
I am.
great. Let's go.
Last year, a school in my village was recognized as the school with the most highest pregnancies. About 10 of these children got pregnant whilst they were about to write their BEC. This is very scary because the future of our children are in disarray. And we need to do something about this as quickly as possible. We've put in together this organization known as Will You Mentor Me? Similar children from our village who has gotten the opportunity to the high school and are working, or who are in the universities and others are working, are ready to sponsor this, are ready to mentor these children. We need a funding facility of 20 cedis so that we will provide credit for these people so that they will call them often and talk to them. We believe if you provide us with these 20 cedis, it will go a very long way to prevent the rampant teenage pregnancies happening in my community. I'll be very grateful if you will come and assist us. Thank you.
Right. So, you're all doing great, and I like the commitment level, and this is great. And I just like, you see, your stories are touchy. Your stories are great. Your stories are stories that can get people to take action on. So all the two stories. So Suyin, welcome.
Thank you.
Great. So maybe if the tax is still on about the
Okay.
storytellings. So maybe there's a project that is dear to your heart, and
Wow.
you want to like pitch, and just you can use that project or just create a project, imaginary project, and let's
Okay.
pitch it here.
It may be full of fiction.
Right.
Okay. I said it may be full of fiction.
I can't hear you.
It may be full of fiction.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. Do you know that 98,000% people use pad in Ghana? Do you also know that out of the 95,000, only 30,000 can afford it? Okay, let's do it this way. How about if we could build a factory that manufactures sanitary pads. How do we do it? Let's start by purchasing the existing ones that are quality and then sell it out. And then whilst we sell, we can gather the profit and then we can think about building our own factory in the future. It is said that without a sanitary pad, the woman cannot be clean during her period. This tells us that manufacturing of sanitary pads is a business that will last till the end of the world. Thank you.
Wow. Wow. So, and I like the way you are you are all putting the stories, and you are all in your own imaginative ways. You are trying to buy the conscience and emotions of people who perhaps may be willing to invest. And that's one component of storytelling. It's about you knowing your audience, putting the questions to them, and let them do the thinking and dip their hands into their pockets and buy from you. So whatever it is that you want to do, that tangent is okay, is great, and you can still go on, add the emotions to that, whatever emotion that you have, and then try to look. If it is online, it may be difficult for you to see your audience, but always try. If it is a physical activity, try to look at the eyes of the audience, and if you see those who are too emotional, you keep hitting them. Or the person you feel like, okay, this person can invest in this, you hit it hard on that person so that the person will be able to buy whatever services that you have. And that is like, it's great. And it goes to speak volumes about how you can use storytelling to raise funds, how you can use storytelling to create opportunities, how you can use storytelling to let people, to change people's perspective about maybe someone is going through tough times, someone is going through some one or two challenges, someone is going through a lot in life, and your stories and how you see things will change the person's perspective. And storytelling has helped people to stop others from committing suicide. I'm telling you, the power of storytelling. Just listening to you and how you are putting things and telling the world people that it's possible. Things will work out. You may be going through tough times, but don't worry. You are not alone. There are a lot of people going through the same in this world. But we stand up and we change the world. So don't ever be down. If you are down, lift yourself up. Believe and know that it's possible. So all what you seek to do with a story is to buy the people's minds. All what you seek to do with a story is to be able to let people, like when you go in a charity way, to get opportunities. But there are instances. I'm getting a message. Thank you very much, Makiawado. But there are instances whereby you need to just go hard. Maybe it's like we are talking about politics in Ghana. You are talking to your opponents, right? You are talking to maybe NDC, MPP. You are doing that kind of like talks in parliament. You may not go sober. In parliament, if you are standing like in the chamber, you may still go emotional. Maybe you want them to pass to get opportunities to your community. You want government to support your community or your constituents. We may be able to do that. But if it's a debate between NDC and MPP, you see that aggressiveness. And that's where you hear, Mr. Speaker, last year, the same people, the same person came to this chamber. Like, you see, that's high tone, high pitched tone. You need to go aggressive because it's survival of the fittest there. You're not going to buy anything. You're not getting someone's emotion. If you try to bring the emotions there, people will kick you out. You can't even talk. They will heckle you. So you need to also look at that. Look at that aspect of like storytelling. So it's not always that you go the emotional way and oh, you see our community think about, no, like you have to just go hard. But when it comes to sensitive issues, you need to bring your voice down. No matter how loud you are, try to bring your voice down. So learn different pitches, learn different tones, learn different tonalities, and learn to take advantage of whatever is happening in terms of your community, in terms of your personal life. And sometimes we talk about raising funds or getting people emotional to do a project in your community. But then you can equally use the same thing to do personal projects for yourself. Maybe you want money, you want resources for your personal life, for your personal self. You need to also learn to incorporate that in terms of telling great stories. So all we seek to do today is to let you know that storytelling is key, storytelling is important, and storytelling can help you do more. So at the end of maybe this month, I'm going to task people to do great projects in their communities. Like I'm just going to tax people and I'm going to put like a ceiling, some maybe something that you can do to help your community. Maybe it's a project, maybe it's some project that you start even doing, executing by using your personal stories. So you can do that. You can even do master classes whereby you go to schools and let them tell their story. So and that's the next chapter I'm going to talk about. Sometimes if you are doing a project, today we are not doing projects, but if you are doing a project, you want to get emotions of the people, sometimes let the people suffering speak out. So maybe there's a problem in a school, in a community about the sanitary pads or children not going to school, about like assuming teenage pregnancy. Richmond talked about teenage pregnancy. I can go to the community and coach some of the students, people who have been victims of teenage pregnancy or people who don't even have the opportunity to buy pads, to talk out, to speak out. So that once they speak out, I can use that to buy the conscience of the people I'm trying to reach out to. So public speaking is all about storytelling. I can't emphasize much. Apart from practicing, storytelling is key. And if you learn to tell stories, you can tell more and do more. So as a speaker, learn the act of storytelling. If you want to change people, there are some speakers that speak every day, but no one even cares about whatever they see because their stories, you can't buy their stories. They don't know how to tell stories. So if you are on stage or if you are listening to this today, I want to tell you that you can do more by telling great stories. So among the stories you heard today, hope you can all hear me.
Yes, I can hear.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
so which of the story,
yeah.
which of the stories was touchy? So you all said, so, or you want to come again and tell us those stories. No one wants to admit that his or her story was not catchy. That's great. So what we will do is that we want to go into pitch mode. And the pitch mode will be like around from tomorrow to maybe next webinar, whereby you learn to pitch. I'll bring these business ideas and we will pitch. We will all pitch the business ideas. You pitch yours and I'll take it and pitch it again. So sales pitching, whether it's an NGO project, so start looking for real projects that you do in your communities, real projects that you do in your personal lives. So that once you come up on stage, that's going to be your thumbprint, your future, like should be something that you hold on to. And that project, you can run it for the rest of your life. So once you come on stage, start thinking, look for real projects in your community, in your constituency. Don't only limit that to your community. Whatever you are is your community. Try. It could be global problems. It could be challenges that you feel like, okay, I can be able to fix this by telling the stories of the people. So we need to tell each other stories. We need to amplify our voices, and we need to learn to tell those stories. So if you are going to tell great stories, sometimes use sound. Now I'll demonstrate to you how important sound is in terms of catching your audience attention, in terms of letting people buy from you, in terms of letting people cry. You need to do it intentional. You need to do intentional. And I had judges like the ones they were presenting at Enactus, the competitions, all the two I sent my like speakers, students, but the judges were Coca-Cola bosses, IPMC directors. They were there. The director of IPMC in Ghana was there. Coca-Cola, like top personalities, and they were crying like babies. Yes, we did it intentional. It was intentional. There's a guy in Tamale in cyber, Sadiq Cyber. He was my IT guy, and he brought sound that will, like, once the people are presenting, then the sound like those type of sounds that you feel like Nigerian movie type of sound, but it's like touchy to grab the attention of your audience. So you can use different techniques to tell your stories. So once you are on stage, you can be fast, you can be smart, you can go aggressive, but then also learn. Someone will say, be calming down, right? That be calming down. So just calm yourself down and tell great stories. Mash, do you have a story about your community, something that you want to change? Then we hit it up.
Something that,
yes, a project, something that you want to change and help your community.
I would think over it.
Mash, you keep on thinking these days too. I like that. I like that. So always tell productive stories, and don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to tell it. So questions,
Okay.
is anyone having a question? Questions?
I have a question.
Okay, boss.
How do I start my story
All right,
with
I have a question.
statistics?
Oh,
Please, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay. I'm asking, like, how do I start my story with statistics? Like using statistics.
Yes. So I think
this
you
is-
just you did that in your presentation, and you
But
mentioned that, like, even though you said it was fictional, but you mentioned 95,000, right?
yes.
So that was like you were starting off a statistic. So it's also another component. So and once you are starting with a statistic, you make it look like a question. Okay, just like you did. Do you know that 95% of young women in Ghana use sanitary pads? And do you also know that 35% of those who use sanitary pad can't afford the sanitary pad, or are people who can afford the sanitary pads? So, like, you start with a statistic, but you are asking questions, and those should be rhetorical questions, because you don't want people to just, sometimes if you don't make it like seem like it's a rhetorical question, people will distract your first opening.
Yes.
But once you make it like rhetorical, everybody is thinking about it.
Okay.
Everybody will start thinking about it. So, and that's the beauty of storytelling. So, if you start, you ask rhetorical questions, and those questions are supposed to like distract people. Some people may feel like they know too much, but once you bring those statistics, it's self-destruct people. Whatever they were doing, you see that when people are pressing their phones and you just start with that power, you start with strength. Do you know? Or you start like by going that emotion. Do you know that 80% of people sleep in hunger? And you just self-destruct and you catch people's attention. So you can start with that, but make it look like a question, but not a direct question, a rhetorical question for people to ponder over that.
Okay.
Questions?
Yes, please.
Right.
All right. Thank you very much for that insightful presentation.
Right.
My question has to do with sometimes you give a presentation or you give your story out. How will you know that the story has gone well with your audience?
How will you know that your story has gone well with your audience? Is that a question?
Yes, please. How will you know the story has gone well with the audience?
Great. As to the story going well or not well, it comes back to the facial expressions of your audience, the way they react. Sometimes you will start seeing that like they're shaking their heads, right? And sometimes you see them feeling emotional and they want to listen more to you more. So it comes back to the body language. And if they don't agree with you, you start seeing them like they'll give you some mood, facial expression, then you start to know that guy, the story hasn't gone well. So let me rephrase it, or let me make sure that I re-edit and rework with the story. Right. But there are places that when you're speaking, no matter what, the story will never go well. Listen to me. There are places that when you're speaking, the story, no matter how you put your stories, it may never go on well. Assuming an NDC man speaking at an MPP event, do you think that they will believe in you?
No.
I get to me. Right.
Yeah.
So it's never going to go on well. So, or even let's assume that some people here are Chelsea fans. I know maybe Richmond will be a Chelsea fan, and Mash will also be a Chelsea fan, and me and Suyin will be Manchester fans.
That's right.
We will never agree to Chelsea. No. I get me. So you need to understand this. You need to understand different components and different factions. When it comes to religion, you need to know selectively what to say. When it comes to football, when it comes to even tribe, you need to know. When it comes to politics, you need to know how your audience may perceive you. So in those instances, you just do buga and komot. Excuse me to use that, buga, and just move. So no matter what you do, they may not like you. But even in those instances, you can still get their attention. And their attention is when you start to talk bad against your own people, you start seeing them giving you attention. That's why some people, excuse me to say, some people like Kennedy Japan in NDC, right? Because he will sit down and insult his own people. So he's getting the attention of the other party. So the only way you can get the attention of other people who are not aligned to you is you self-destruct yourself and you be honest and plain and hit the nail on the head. But then all facial expression, Facial expression is key. Questions? So, let's do this once again. And today we are going to close early. We are doing 1 hour. But then finally, bring up different stories. And let's push those stories and work with those
I
stories.
was asking a question.
Okay.
I wanted to. How do you overcome nervousness when you are about to speak in public?
Wow.
This is a good question. Should we answer it today or tomorrow? Okay, so there are different ways that you can overcome nervousness. Mash.
Okay, I'm here.
It's like you were saying something.
No, I asked a question.
Okay, so there are different ways you can overcome your nerves.
Okay.
There are a lot of ways you can overcome your nerves. The first way is visualization, because nervousness happens in the mind. It's like it's a mindset thing, right? So
Okay.
you are holding the mic
Okay.
and it's shaking. You are talking and your voice is. So if you are holding the mic, if the mic is static and you are holding it and it's shaking, just leave it, for God's sake. If you bring the mic closer to your mouth and people will hear you breathing, because like there's pressure, try to distance yourself and learn to breathe in and breathe out without people knowing. You are breathing in, breathing out, because like the pressure is due to the air that is in you. You need to bring it out to get comfortable, to relax the nerves. There are times that you are holding up to some things. For example, my name is nervousness can let you be doing this, right? If you are wearing a watch, you'll be just doing the watch this way. You don't know the time you remove it, and sometimes this way. It simply means you are nervous. If you are always this way in your own presentation, that's nervousness, or your hands in your pocket. And that way, like there are two different ways. Sometimes it's not about nervousness. Sometimes maybe you are tired and you just put your hands in your pocket. It's not allowed, right? It's not a good sign. You can do it, but it's not good in terms of international stages like TEDx and stuff. Professionally, it's not allowed. Locally, you may do it, but still, it speaks volumes about you. The other thing is that nervousness will come, and you need to practice. And the final way is that practice. Know your introduction and know what to say when you are nervous. So when you go on stage, people do mistakes. So they just come on stage, they say, let's welcome Mr. Ibrahim. Then I just pick the mic. Oh, my name is Ibrahim Mustapha. No. Assuming they say, let's welcome Mr. Ibrahim Mustapha, and I come and pick the mic. Standing there for 30 seconds. Not a word. Smile, look at the people, you smile back. Then I'll now start. But then in cases that you feel like you are even losing your mind about what to say, just greet. Good afternoon or good evening. Thank you for having me here. And you start with that. So when you are nervous, there are things that you need to do. Don't just go straight to the point and let people know that you're nervous. Some people will be looking wild on stage. They are nervous. They'll be looking like they are lost. It's nervousness. Take your time, calm down, and make sure you take charge of the stage and you are able to speak and create opportunities. There are more ways to overcome nerves, but I think this few can help you. And maybe next 2 or 3 days, we'll be able to like talk more about nerves and how to self-distract yourself from nervousness. Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Welcome, Uncle. Uncle Mash. That's our only Uncle Mash, the accountant in the house. So let's do our introductions again. Introductions are very important for me. Then the next days, if you are still lucky, we are going to do pitching. I'm going to tell you about like pitching so that when you start any business, and I have a template that I'll give to you to learn to like put your pitch ideas and you speak on those templates. So maybe there are a lot of things that you can do. Let me see whether I still have that pitch. That is some time ago. So is that a pitch that I will be sharing with you? And in that pitch idea, you will get the opportunity to just follow that internationally. You can follow that and use that to do your whatever you want to put in your business ideas, and you can be able to do more. So I'm just going to show a little of that pitch with you, and you will start preparing your pitches, if not even for here, but you use that for personal life, your personal life, your business, and you create opportunities with that pitch. So a little, so maybe Richmond is not here. Sorry, Richmond, because the screen is a little far and I'm looking for something. So Richmond, what are some of the things? Well, tell us something today. What did you learn?
Yeah, I've learned that
Pitch.
in presenting or public speaking, one of the most essential things is to tell a story.
Right.
And your story need to be emotional. In that
Right.
way, it catches the attention of your audience very well. And whatever grants or whatever you are seeking, you are likely to get it when you tell an emotional story in your presentation. Thank you.
Okay. Mash.
Yes.
What did you learn today? And
It's
how
like
can that
today
help you?
my network was not good, so it's like I couldn't follow from the beginning.
Okay. From the end.
From the end.
Okay.
Imagine.
So
Hello.
okay, so
Okay, I learned a lot today. And some of the things I've learned is that when telling a story, you should be in yourself. You should show
right.
the story and do not tell it.
Right. Right. Great. Okay. Can you all see this template?
No. Okay.
All right. So let me
It's not
re-show
visible.
it. It's not visible.
It has gone
I
again.
took it out.
No.
Yes, I took it out. Mash, your network is not good, so you cannot see it. So this is the pitch. That's the pitch template.
Wow.
And the first thing you write on your pitch is your venture name, your founder name. The first question you are supposed to solve in pitching is, what problem are you solving? Okay. Second, why is it a big problem? And you don't need to talk much. You don't need to feel all this. What problem are you solving? You tell the people, oh, this is my problem, and give them a reason why it is a big problem. And number three is that what is your solution to your problem? And why is your solution unique? And also, what is your background? And who are your team members? You can go to what is your marketing strategy, what's your accent, your funding, what you want. Most people just pitch and they don't know what they want. They just present the idea. It's a good idea in my community, but they don't have monetary values to it. And what is in it for the investors? So you need to learn all this. What is in this pitch for the investors? Whether you are always sorry, Richmond. Whatever it is, there should be something in it for investors. There are a lot of NGOs. They are not more operational because they feel like they are just there to receive. Okay? But they are not giving back to the investors or people who are donating. So I've seen great NGOs without even much ideas, but all they do is people who support them, they buy gifts for them. It could be like, it could be a note, something, that inscription, just to know that, oh, you are donating. You are doing it, you are supporting. So they give you a thank you card. Just because that's in it for them. They hold those cards and they are able to use those cards because they are proud of those cards. Thank you card. Thank you for donating, and you write something nice. So whether you are doing NGO, whether you are pitching for business, know what is in it for the investors. And some of the things that may be in it for, if it is donation or charity, is actually one. You are going to project the name of the donor very well. So maybe after the project, you even design T-shirts and put the donor's name. Let's assume Richmond is giving us 10,000 cedis to do a project. And we write his name. Thank you, Richard. And all the women are wearing that Richard shirt. Don't you think you do more? So whatever you have, you need to be able to do that. So this and many are some of the ways you can pitch your business story. But then we'll do that in the near future. Questions? Right. Okay. So these and many are some of the things that you can do to be able to tell productive stories.
And please, where can you find these funding opportunities?
Funding opportunities. Richmond, we are doing public speaking. So after the pitching, that you all will come and pitch. You just design your pitch, simple pitches. And I'll give you different businesses. It's not like one business. I'll give you, okay, let's pitch about agriculture, farming, and you pitch. On the spot, you pitch. Let's talk about maybe you want to buy tractors and farm. How do you pitch that? You want to pitch about technology. What are some of the things you can do to pitch? We'll talk about all this, and you pitch in different role plays. You pitch in different situations, tough times and hard times. Then the next chapter is I will introduce you to some of the ways that you can raise funds for your projects. Some of the possible ways. There are different ways. Crowdfunding, there are like different ways that you can just raise funding for your projects. So maybe at the end of the day, if someone brings out a pitch, nice pitch, we'll see how best we can support the person to raise whatever funding it is. So there are a lot of ways that we can do that. Right. So it's been great. If there are no questions, I think we'll end it today like this. We'll end it here. It's now 1 hour. And I believe that you learned something. Go back, tell your own stories, tell different stories, retell them, and tell more stories. And keep telling stories to impact. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow.
So where do we get Where do we get the pitch template?
Where do you get with the template? The one I shared?
Yes.
Okay, so I will share that one with you all. Are you all in the WhatsApp group or Telegram group?
Yes,
Yes,
in the
please.
Telegram group.
I'm not in the Telegram, but I'll join it. I'll join it. If you can kindly share the link with us.
Okay, so what I'll do is that, let me see whether I can get a Telegram link. Okay. Telegram. StreamYard. So what I'll do is that I'll add you all in the Telegram link, because I want it to be in the WhatsApp, so that I can share some information like downloadable things. But then there are people who are there that may not, we'll just kick them out, because you cannot be on the WhatsApp page and you are not coming up to speak. So that's one, we have to start taking action on that. But I'm just getting the Telegram link so that you can join, because
It's like
that one
I'm
has
on
like
it.
different people. Is there?
I'm on it.
The Telegram, eh?
Yes.
I like that. I'm
also on the Telegram page.
Right. I think that's good. So I'm going to share the Telegram link
But
here.
as you said, if you can create the WhatsApp.
There's a WhatsApp group, Mash.
Okay.
I'm on the WhatsApp platform. I'm on.
So the Telegram group is when you check whatever platform that you are in, because I'm using multiple platforms, sometimes I get a little bit, I'm using LinkedIn. I'm live on LinkedIn, I'm live on YouTube, and live on what? Facebook. So based on the platform that you are using, the Telegram link is on. If you are using Facebook, you will see the Telegram link. If you are using YouTube, just go to the comment section and you get to see the link. So Mash, put your comment,
Okay.
your number. Give me your number. Then I'll add it to the Facebook group.
Okay.
Right. Because I want to, at the end of the day, I'm going to organize a boot camp for all of you. Yes, you'll do your serious presentation. But I want to grill you out. Like before that, I want to boil you people.
I also like to be on the WhatsApp platform.
What's up, eh? So
yes, please.
Just WhatsApp me. I'll make Richmond one of the admins. 0554. I'll make Richmond one of the admins so that he can add people. But WhatsApp me. It's my WhatsApp me here, and I'll be able to add you. 055465. Yeah. So just WhatsApp me, and I can add you to the links. But then keep practicing. Don't stop. I'm telling you, one of the secrets about life I've realized is that public speaking has given me a lot of opportunities. Public speaking, I've gotten a lot of opportunities via public speaking. And to be frank, if you take it serious, you are going to go to places you may never have dreamt of going. Your certificate will never send you there. I'm telling you. If it was to be my certificate, I will not go anywhere. I'll just be, I did accounting, like Mash is saying. Mash is an accountant. I also read accounting back in school. So if I was to be an accountant, it may not give me much time and flexibility to travel like I do, but public speaking has just given me a lot of opportunities. So if you are here, take it serious, keep practicing, go to your community, organize events. Don't be afraid to organize events. And the secret is I can just go to, maybe I can just pick my bag, go to Teshima, right? Book a, like, get one of, those places. And some of the places, apart from Kumasi and Accra and Takoradi and Tamale inside, you can get cheap conference halls. I'll just go, even the MC or the municipal assembly, they have conference hall. I'll just go and rent it and organize an event. Go around town, bring people together and train them, make my money and go. That's how I used to do. So if you're afraid, you can't do it. Some of you are afraid, you are just scared to start new businesses. You are scared to do whatever you want to do. So I can see some of the, okay, Zachary Adam, I've seen your message. Mash, also WhatsApp me. You've sent me a private message. WhatsApp me.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll just add it. It's easy for me. So speaking is good. Take it to the next step. Go to schools, organize events, get the chance to be in front of people and present. Be an MC. You can be an MC at events, but not weddings. Weddings, they will distract you, right? Weddings, the setting is different. So unless you get deeper, you become a good MC. But you can even start. Go local MC, local champion. Take the mic and you are just dancing and fooling, excuse me to say, and people are getting the attention that they need. So, and that's the importance of speaking. Use it to make money. And that's the next chapter. I don't just have a reason to train you, and no, use public speaking to make money. And I have my mentees in Tamale who are using public speaking to make money, like creating opportunities. There's one event at Martha Inspires, Martha Nebula, this month, 20 whatever, she's hosting Belamundi in Tamale. Last 2 years or 3, she hosted this woman, Gifty Auntie, and the place was packed. More than 3,000 people attended at Radach. It was full to capacity. So what I'm telling you, these are things that are practical. These are things that are workable. These are things that you can just start doing them. But if you practice more, if you are not afraid of people, you're going to see a minister and say, hey, me is talking to minister. You've lost the battle. But work your mind up. You are talking about monies that you yourself, you don't have it, but you are talking about that. You are courageous. You are starting projects that you say, oh, this project, I'm going to make it win. I'm going to see it through. You're talking about international contracts, like go out of Ghana, go meet people, connect with people, use your public speaking skills, sit in your rooms, do Zoom meetings, sell your courses, do online courses, and create opportunities for you. So, thank you, Fatih. I can see one of my friends, Fatih, on LinkedIn. She just sent me messages. So, like, you can do more of the power of speaking. You can do more of the power of, like, creating opportunities to change the narratives. So, thank you, Fatih, and I hope your baby is doing well. And you see, some of us, we have stories, and no one is listening to you. Some of you, you have great ideas, but you are knocking and no one is listening to you. But you are not speaking enough. You are not taking action. You are scared. Some of you are scared because your parents are poor, so you feel like that's how it's supposed to be. No, that's not how it's supposed to be. You need to change the narrative. You need to change the narrative now. Yes, your parents may be poor, that's their story. Your story is not to be poor. Your story is to change whatever is happening in your community. So as a speaker, be a good example. Be a good example. Be a good example so that you can talk about things that you are freely talking about. You cannot go and talk about, let's not smoke, let's not take this, and the next day you are somewhere hiding and you are smoking. Someone will see and say, oh, this guy said, I don't believe in him. He will say this and go and do the next thing. So if you are going to be a speaker, your life should be an example. Your life should be a living example. And I want all of you to win. And I don't have a reason to do like videos, to do like coaching, one-on-one coaching. I have courses. If you go to Udemy, you can buy my courses like $19. I have like close to 10,200 students on Udemy. So why will I waste time to come home and to do this free trainings? It's painful, right? Like I'm doing it because of pain. If you don't understand, I'm doing it because of pain, because like it's like no one is believing in people. We don't believe in people. And it's not that we don't have the money to, but then we need to see results. So I want all of you to start seeing results. I want you to start like seeing yourself in a different perspective. You're not a normal person. If you're like Mash, don't be in your accounting for forever. Move out. See different places. Because you have the intelligence, you have the talent. All of you here, you have the talent to do more. But something is holding you back. And I don't know what is holding you back, but you just need to push harder. Sometimes it's a society. People will tell you that, hey, Ghana, you want to change the world. You want to change the narrative. Hey, you want to change. Who are you? Are we not with you? Gave birth to you, Richmond, these 2 days, and you want to change the world. Zachariah, hey, someone will say, so who are you? You want to change the world. You can't. And some people try to fight you physical. They try to, whether physical or spiritual. Don't mind. Don't mind. Don't mind. Right. A little feedback. So don't. Little feedback. So don't. Right. So I just want to let you know that you are practicing, but use it in your communities. Use it to do something. Create opportunities. Meet people. So tomorrow you should be a different person. Be different people. Talk about business ideas and venture. Like I told you, I'm not relaxing, and I don't want you to relax. I do different businesses. Midnight, people are calling me mentorship, right? I don't have time. Put yourself in that shoe. Occupy yourself so that negativity will not come. If not, if you are sitting down and nothing is happening, some things will fill your mind up. Or let's go and do this. Or someone will bring gossip issue and you talk about it for the rest of your life. No. Be who you want to be. Create opportunities and do more. May God bless all of you. Prepare tomorrow. We are coming to do aggressive talks. We are coming to do aggressive. I want you to do hot talk. And I believe that tomorrow you are going to do that. Couple of the pitching. We are going to do pitching. We are going to do how to pitch your business. And we are going to do how to pitch for non-profits. So you can fit in all. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mash, for always coming. Thank you, Suhini. Thank you, Adam Zakaria, for joining the family today. We would like, from my team and everybody, thank you. And let's do more. If you know people who can market YouTube, let them come and I will talk about business so that we'll market it more so that people can get to see all of you. And I want you to go international. My dream is to let you go international. That's just my purpose, my dream. You will go international, inshallah. So we are going to organize conferences. And one day, my dream is to just carry speakers who go to Dubai and going to speak and come back home. Who go to Nigeria and go and spoil there and come back home. or go to US and go and spoil there. Speak of power and come back home. But it starts with you, small. Be consistent. Change something in your life today. May God bless you all, and may God make you great, and may God answer our prayers. Thank you. Let's do this tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Right. We are done.